if you've been keeping up to date with the recent Piggy news, the Mrs. P skin quest that we've been waiting for I don't even know how long at this point, finally came out yesterday, and it was amazing. The entire community once again banded together to try and find this skin, and it was just a really cool experience. Personally, I was 23rd in the world to get it, so I'm pretty proud of that, not to gloat. But this got me thinking, how does this stack up with the original Piggy quest, which was the true ending of Book 1? And since you get the Mrs. P skin from this quest and the Mr. P skin from the Piggy true ending, I figured why not compare the two and see how they would match up. And if I'm being honest, the results were kind of surprising. So without further ado, let's go! Okay, so I'm going to judge these two quests based off of 3 different categories. First off, we have the actual completion of the quest, like the gameplay needed to do it. And I'll get a little bit more into how that works in just a second when we get into that category. Then I'm going to judge it on their cutscene, which that one's, again, kind of subjective just because different people like different cutscenes more. But I'm mainly going to go off of lore implications and overall just quality of the cutscene. And then third, and maybe most important, the skin. I personally love both of these skins, but we're gonna see how they would match up. And yeah, let's just hop into our first category.
Pregnant potato.
So, I'm assuming it's probably been years since you guys have done the true ending, so let me break it down for you if you don't remember. Basically, in player plus bot mode, you have to go into the city and escape with the portrait of Mrs. P that you can find under a purple car. And then you have to escape plant and get the bad ending, and that's it. That's literally the entire quest. It's really nothing impressive. Granted, it was Minitoon and the entire team's first time really doing something like this, but, you know, it's still very basic in hindsight. Now, the Mrs. P quest is absolutely insane. Basically, to start off, you have to go into the hospital, and you have to put in the code 0524, which is the date that Plant was released, into this little cupboard thingy, and then you get a key that you need to escape the map with. So after doing that, you go into the carnival and open up this cupboard with that key, and you have to put in the code apple pie, which took us a ridiculous amount of time to actually figure out yesterday. And yes, I know this is coming out maybe a day or two after the quest and everything, but still, I'm recording this the day after we found all this stuff out. And then that leads into this entire Simon Says puzzle, which is genuinely pretty difficult. It took me a couple tries, and I've played a lot of Simon Says games in my day. But then once you do that, you find this box that is on the Ferris wheel, which actually moves, which was absolutely mind-blowing to me. And then you just have to escape with that. But then after that, you finally go to Plant, and this is where the quest gets absolutely insane, because you have to find 9 different puzzle pieces around the map. Now, lucky for me, I was in a server with a bunch of really amazing Piggy YouTubers who basically found all of the puzzle pieces before I could, except a select few. But when I replayed this by myself, oh my goodness, this took me so many attempts to get. And then once you find all 9 puzzle pieces, which I'm not going to show the locations of, please just go watch any other person's video. I really don't want to put every single location in here. You bring the dynamite into this little rock maze thing, and then it leads you into a secret lab where you blow it up, and then you basically do the ending of Plant, but with Mrs. P and different locations. And this whole section is absolutely incredible. I think this is so awesome, and I kind of wish that there was a way to just replay this section like on its own without needing to do the entire quest, because it was genuinely so much fun. And in the end, you have to make a love potion and give it to either Mr. P or Mrs. P, and then you have to use the water bucket to fill up this little contraption and get the other heart, which you then give to the person you didn't give the other heart to, and then they kiss! And it's beautiful! It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in this game. And yeah, it is an absolute ride of a quest. Just absolutely amazing stuff, if I'm being completely honest. So I think I 100% have to give the point to the Mrs. P quest here. Okay, so now moving on to the cutscene. I think this is where it's a little close. So let's start off once again with the true ending, which is probably one of the more iconic cutscenes in Piggy, because this thing took so long to find and it answered so many of our questions back in the day. I mean, if it wasn't for this, like, specific cutscene, we probably still wouldn't know a lot of stuff that is really key information when you're trying to discuss the lore of Piggy. So overall, it is an absolutely amazing cutscene. And then we get to the Mrs. P quest cutscene. Now, this is where I do think the quest falters a tiny bit, because I feel like this cutscene really does not give us a ton of lore. From what I understand, it basically just shows us Mr. P leaving Mrs. P to go check on the Piggy family, and then when he comes back, she's supposedly gonna be infected. That's literally the entire context of the cutscene, and we kind of already knew that. So it really doesn't give us all that much good stuff. So really, I just wasn't all that impressed by the Mrs. P quest cutscene. I think the lighting in it is really, really nice. I think it's animated really well. It's just nothing that mind-blowing lore-wise, so I think I gotta give the point to the true ending here.
My name is Mr. P. I'm a tater, yes sirree.
And now it's time to talk about everybody's favorite part of Piggy, the skins. So the true ending gives us my glorious king, Mr. P, as a skin, and he is a fantastic skin. He's so beautiful and purple and fancy, and I just love playing as him. But one issue that was a really, really big problem, I think for years, was the fact that Mr. P just, like, didn't spawn in half the time. He would, like, fall through the floor. I'm sure all of you Piggy OGs know about this, like, insane glitch that would happen. So I might have to dock a couple points, like, especially in this argument, because, yeah, he was pretty broken when he first came out. But now let's take a look at this Mrs. P skin, and if I'm being honest, I think it might be better. Look, Mr. P, I love you so much, but your wife might be cooler. First off, she just looks absolutely awesome. I love her whole gardener's, like, attire and stuff. I think it works really, really well with her character from what we know of her. But most of all, what makes this skin absolutely awesome is the reactivity of it. Basically, every time you get a kill with this skin, it becomes more and more diseased, because Mrs. P had the lineoma disease, I think it was called. So as you get more and more kills with her, this disease becomes more and more prevalent. And I jokingly said she has, like, potato acne, and it looks like she grows gills by the end. It's kind of gross, if I'm being completely honest. But because she just looks so cool and has so many different little features that we haven't really seen a lot of before, I think I gotta give the point to Mrs. P, meaning the Mrs. P skin quest is our overall winner. So, Mr. P, love you, man, but I am very sorry, your wife absolutely outdid you. Still, the Mr. P true ending quest holds a really, really special place in my heart, and I do think it is very good. And yeah, so guys, with that said, I think that's actually going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I post more awesome videos like this. This was one heck of a quest, man. If I'm being honest, I absolutely loved it. You can check out my reaction to the ending cutscene and a video of the jump scare after this. They're both posted on the channel right now. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on this argument in the comments down below. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!